Hey guys, been a while, and this video is, well, it's gonna be a little bit of a mix of good stuff and bad stuff. So I'd figure I'd start with the happy stuff, and the happy stuff is that this big 96 liter saltwater tank is running very nicely. I've actually taken and moved some of my LPS corals over from my main reef. Amongst others, I have moved my brain coral here, which seems to be doing pretty well, and a few days ago I moved my hammer coral, because it was just simply put out growing the tank completely. And it has expanded in full here. And obviously I actually had to move the clowns too, because, well, that hammer coral is their home and they just wouldn't forgive me if I left them behind. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this tank has turned out and how it is looking. As you can see, I have some Calarpa here of the nicer variety. This is, I think this is the Prolifera. It has much more robust rhizomes and leaves and doesn't become quite as invasive. It's much easier to control and keep off the rocks because it doesn't just break apart when you try to rip loose the holdfasts. So yeah, and I discovered a little bit of a hitchhiker here too. Turns out I actually have some clove polyps that came with on one of the live rocks. So yeah, that was the good news. So let's, well, at least some of the good news. So let's start now with the catastrophic news. The catastrophic news is this: my beautiful reef tank is in a complete and total mess. And well, it's both a series of disasters, a couple of disasters that have struck, and both some really serious big mistakes on my part. And one of them is complacency. And sadly the substrate has become, especially where I never really cleaned, here where the hammer coral had been sitting, has become quite saturated with nutrients and phosphates, which has caused a runaway algae bloom. And as you can see, there's bubble algae and stuff everywhere. Now, as for one of my greatest mistakes was I thought I had sanitized this rock of grape Calarpa. Big boo-boo. And well, I had a few months where I was feeling pretty lousy, pretty ill, and it was enough for it to gain a foothold and take over everything. It's totally choking the life out of my acros here. So yeah, not so great. And of course we have this coral here too. As for the accident and disaster part, is that well, I guess it's both my fault and also a bit of unfortunate. What had happened was that I had depleted my first batch of dosing fluids, mixing dry salts, and when I mixed up the second batch I didn't quite get the proportions right. So what happened is, after over just 24 hours as this thing dosed as usual, it caused the alkalinity to swing way too much here. So most of the acroporus here almost disintegrated entirely, and my green Monty took a big hit, and after that it's well, after that little incident it's no longer green. So yeah, this tank is in absolutely terrible shape. Disaster, user error, runaway nutrient problem. And this is even with the refugium, so yeah, what can I say? it sucks, and well, running a saltwater tank is a learning experience. Fortunately, it is not all bad. And the good news is here I have almost a totally pristine little reef tank. And what happened, what I had the foresight early in the year, as you may recall me mentioning, is that it was getting a little bit overcrowded for my taste. So actually most of the old rock work came out of that tank and went in here. So I actually managed to avoid having all these corals and that suffer from whatever's going on in there. So, but yeah, since that tank is just totally a bust, I'm probably gonna have to, I'm gonna take and remove all the rocks, the other tank is, remove all the rocks and replace the sand bed entirely. So I moved over, salvaged what I could here. So I dumped in a couple of acro fragments here, and I moved over my red Monty plate coral here, Monty cap here, and well, this brown thing is my green Monty that I've been having in this tank for quite a while. So I moved another piece of the green colony in here. It's just laying loose right there at the moment. I haven't attached it. So yeah. So the question is, I can't even tell really if my original tank has crashed, considering that I did such major changes to it earlier in the year, and well, I salvaged most of the rock. I mean, most of the rock that's in there now with the mess is stuff that I had taken from another tank and thought I could foolishly clean off the grape calapa, but I guess I was wrong. So yeah, today I took and swapped the lamps. I swapped the LED lights here. I had been running these two Blau Nano LEDs on this tank. But they are perfectly fine for the softies, and that they aren't quite enough for the SPS. So since that tank is going belly up at the moment anyway, I threw on the main fluorescent here. So yeah, thanks to what I did earlier in the year, I actually managed to salvage most of the stuff. And like I said, some of the stuff ended up in this tank, which is looking really gorgeous. So yeah, that's about how where the situation is at the moment. So thanks for watching.